Hello, I am Peaches and your host of On Location TV. Donate life. You can touch many lives. My guest today is Kevin Stump, CEO of MORA, Mississippi Organ Recovery Agency, and he is here today to bring awareness about organ and tissue donation. So stay tuned to find out why we should know why this information could be important to you and your family. We're back and you're watching On Location TV with my guest today, Mr. Kevin Stump. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Peaches. It's great to be here.
Well, first let me say, you've been here for a minute and I just want to welcome you to On Location TV, but again to thank you for your patience because we've been having some technical problems that occurred today, and you've just been great sitting here, being able to talk to myself off camera and to a guest that is going to be interviewed later. So again, I appreciate you coming out and being patient with us on making sure everything is working properly.
No problem. I understand, and thank you so much for letting us come and be part of your show and help us get the correct information about organ and tissue donation out. And technology is great when it works right, and when it doesn't, I understand. Been there.
Again, like I said, I appreciate it.
Sure.
I wanted to bring you out and talk to you to bring awareness to the public about organ donation and tissue donation. I personally had an interest in that, but I had questions, and so I decided to go to the website to get answer some of the questions that I had, that I could make a decision, which is a very important decision about being a part of the register. But before we get into that information about Mississippi Organ Recovery, may I call you Kevin?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to be on a first name basis.
Definitely.
I wanted to find out a little information about who is Kevin Stump. So information that you want the public to know about you. What would that be?
Well, I was born and raised in Oklahoma, and got into the field of donation and transplantation while I was working in Oklahoma. I actually got a degree in biology and chemistry.
Okay.
Did research for a year, and then of all things went to nursing school.
Okay.
And so graduated from nursing school, passed the boards, and became a registered nurse. And that's how I kind of ended up where I'm at. I worked at a hospital that did transplants.
Right.
They did heart and kidney transplants, and I was working in the dialysis unit, dialyzing people waiting for kidney transplants, and got a chance to get involved with the transplant aspect of it, and thought this is just fascinating that we can take an organ from this person who's died and give somebody a better life or save their life, and got an opportunity to go to the organ bank there in Oklahoma and work there. And part of the reason I did that was because back in the 80s it was cool to have a car phone in your car.
Oh, okay.
Being a single guy, I thought that'd be great.
But back in the day, that was a huge phone, looked like a laptop.
Nobody else could get in the car with you, but you had a phone. But anyway, worked a couple of years at the organ bank there in Oklahoma, and really enjoyed what I did because it was giving families who had lost a loved one something that they could hang on to. For the people waiting, a second chance at life. And really loved what I did, and even when I'd been awake 36 straight hours, to know what was going on was just phenomenal. And anyway, got an opportunity to go to work out in Sacramento, California at the organ bank in Sacramento, and worked out there a couple of years. And then got a phone call and was asked, have you ever been to Mississippi? And I said, I've been there a couple of times. And they said, well, do you think you could work there? I said, I think I can, So came out in summer of '92. Came from a dry climate to a humid climate, saw the wonderful people of Mississippi, saw the opportunity to create a functioning organ bank here. And so moved here in September of '92. We started out with 4 people in the organ bank, and now we have about 48 people that work at the organization.
Okay.
We have our main office here in the metro area in Flowood. We have an office in Tupelo, Meridian, and Ocean Springs.
Okay.
So,
okay. So you have a history, or should I say, a health background in what you're doing right now.
Right.
Now, I said earlier that it's MORA.
Correct.
Tell us again what that stands for.
Okay. MORA, M-O-R-A, is the Mississippi Organ Recovery Agency. We are one of 58 organ banks in the country that are designated to serve certain areas of our country and our territories as designated by the federal government. So we cover the vast majority of the state of Mississippi outside of a few of the counties up near Memphis, because there's an organization in Memphis. And so strategically it makes sense for them to cover those areas. And so we work with all the hospitals in the area we're designated for to let them know, when is the appropriate time to call us.
Right.
And then work with the hospitals to determine, could this person donate or not.
Okay.
Because if the person couldn't donate, why bring it up to the family?
Right.
So and then if the family wants to donate, then we take care of the donation. And in 2001 we also began doing tissue recovery. The Mississippi Lions Eye Bank, which is our partner in donation, transitioned tissue donation to us, and they went back to focusing on their core mission of eye donation, for sight restoration.
Okay.
So,
well, let's kind of, you said a whole lot, so let's kind of go back a little bit and just kind of narrow in on what is MORA. What are your services? And I think you kind of basically said what your mission is, but somebody's just tuning in and kind of missed all of that. What is MORA, and what are your services?
Yeah, we are a nonprofit agency, and our services are multifold. We serve our hospitals that we're designated to give education to the individuals in that facility and all of our partners in healthcare, so they understand what's involved with donation transplantation. And our philosophy is, if we work well with our hospitals, then we'll get the chance to work well with the families that can donate. And that's really important to us. Families that can donate are what really make this happen. And so by working with our hospitals and providing them the service they need, we can then provide the service and counseling and support to those families that can donate. And so by providing the best care for those families, we've seen the donation increase to where more people, those who need, get served by getting their transplant, whether it be an organ or a tissue or a corneal transplant. So our mission is kind of threefold in that aspect. It's the hospitals, the donor families, and then the recipients. And then the fourth aspect is, like what we're here today, is letting the people know the facts about donation and making an educated decision about whether you want to be a donor or not.
Okay, now I know we're getting ready. They're kind of giving me a cue that we're going to get ready and go on break in about a minute. And before we go into talking about what is an organ donor and what is a tissue donor, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, that's what we want to start the conversation on. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
On Location TV, Sundays 8:30 p.m. and Tuesdays 7:30 p.m. on Comcast Cable Channel 18, Paired Network.